All right, guys. Let's uh, let's do a quick video on syncing units. I've had a couple of guys this week, and normally I'll have 15 to 20 phone calls a year, plus multiple forum posts where guys have updated their units, and when they pop back up, they can't see anything anymore. They do the syncing, they sync the network, but they're doing it incorrectly. And to be honest with you, it's mentioned in the manual, but I don't know. Most people, number one, don't read the manual. Number two, if you read the manual, you may or may not notice this. So I'm gonna run you through it. Now I have two Solixes here, 15 and a 12. 12's on the console, 15 on the bow. But it doesn't matter if you've got a Solix and an Onix or two Onixes or whatever. Everything sets up the same. Okay, this is pretty much standard across this software. This is the new software, but even that doesn't matter. It's been this way for a long, long time. So if you reset your system, like say you reset defaults, or if you upgrade your system, this is the screen that's going to pop up. So what you want to make sure of is that both units have the same circle checked. Now, here's what pops up by default. The 15 has its circle checked. If we went and looked at the 12 would be checked, but they both have to be checked on the same exact unit, model, or number, okay, if that makes sense. So what we're going to do is we're going to check the 12. Now, I know there's a lot of talk out there about a master unit, and I guess in some ways there is a master unit, because when you sync it to the same exact unit, when you sync all your units to the same exact unit, that one unit controls waypoints as far as where they're, not where they're stored, but it has all the waypoints that get synced. Now that doesn't mean you can't mark one on the bow unit, because it's going to sync it to every unit on your network. Okay, so basically you have a copy. But I always choose the console unit because most people mark the majority of their waypoints at the console. So let's just choose the console unit, okay? Also, that unit is like backlight, keyboard beeps, all those things are controlled by that unit. So if you turn the backlight down on your console unit, it turns them all down on your other units. And I guess that's a good thing, because if you night fish a lot, when you lower the console unit to night mode, it automatically does your other units. However, it is not a master unit in that it does not matter which units you sync to as far as sharing mapping, transducers, that type of stuff, okay? We could but choose 15 on both of them. Everything would work just fine. Except the 15 would control the backlight and all that good stuff. So I know I read that on the internet, the quote master unit, and in some ways it does, but not for the major features. The important thing is that we have the same unit on all involved networking units. So whether it's 2 units, 3 units, some people run 4 units. Okay, so the 12 at the console is checked. I've checked it on the 15, and then I simply go sync network. Okay, now at this point in time, look what it says. All nav data will be saved, but only the settings from the selected network will be preserved. That's fine. That's the reason that I say sync it from the back, if that's what you want to do. Hit confirm, and both units are going to reboot. Okay, they're both going to reboot. All right, and that's exactly what they should do. And if I was showing you the 12, I'm not going to show you the 12, but it has the exact same screen on it, except of course it says Solix 12. So it's in the process, and it shouldn't take too long here. Howdy. All right, and there we go. Okay, I have virtually no net or waypoints on the back unit. I've erased them all, so that's why it only said 5 waypoints. I'm basically starting over. Now, if you want to make sure that everything's synced, you can go to Network Info, and you should be able to see both units. In my case, I'm running 2 Ethernet. My fingers are. I'm running 2 Ethernet switches, so there they both are. Okay, right there. All right, and you'll notice that both of these are on the same software version. Now, this particular software version, if you're coming from an older version, 3.04, they won't even see each other until you get both of them updated to 3.10. All right, so you can make sure they'll see everything. Okay, now at this point, we should be able to go out to, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not sure which chart I have in the, okay, so that's the chart from that's the Lake Master card from the 12, so that's working properly. I can go to the power button, I can hit it, I can choose sonar source, and it will load, and see the choices I get. 2D, I get Solix 15 and Solix 12. Obviously I can feed from either one of them, but that just tells me that all the syncing worked correctly. Okay, if you don't sync it correctly, you won't get those choices. It will only show that whichever unit you're sitting at. All right. Okay, so I think that pretty much wraps it up. Hopefully that will help you when you update your units and everything resets itself. And like I said, this will also happen if you have to go into settings and restore defaults, and you hit restore factory defaults. Boom. When they boot back up, it's going to ask you to resync again, even if you only restore 1 unit. All right, hopefully that helped you. See you next time. Bye.